Hello, this is Professor Muskan and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ansari Academy. In our lecture 6 of units and measurement, we are going to discuss about errors in measurements. What type of errors do occur during the measurements? And what are the faulty measurements we took and that leads to errors in our experiments and observations. So let's get started. So errors in measurement can also be said as faulty measurements of physical quantity can lead to errors. Faulty measurements of physical quantity can lead to errors. So the errors are subdivided into two parts. The first is systematic errors and second is random errors. So what is systematic errors? Systematic errors are those errors that are introduced by the inaccuracy of the observations. Systematic errors are occur due to inaccuracy of the observations and during a measurement process. This error may show an imperfect calibration of the instrument. And sometimes it may also show the imperfect method of observations. So such kind of an errors are known as systematic errors. Systematic errors are further subdivided into three parts. The first one is instrumental error. The instrumental error is a type of an error that arises due to defective calibration of an instrument. If there is a defect in that instrument, like example, consider a thermometer. It shows a zero deflection if it is not graduated at a proper place. So such kind of errors cause a instrumental error. Next, imperfection in experiments. Imperfection or error due to imperfection in experimental techniques. It is an error due to defective setting of an instrument. It is an error if we do not place that instrument properly. Such kind of an error leads to imperfection in experiments. The third one is personal error. Such errors are introduced due to fault of the observer, the one who is taking the observations. It is the fault of the observer or a carelessness while taking any observations. So this could result into a personal error. The second error that are the random errors. These random errors are a type of errors that may be a positive or it may lead to a negative errors. These errors may be eliminated completely and can also be minimized by repeated observations and taking their mean. These errors can be minimized. How it can be minimized? By taking many observations. So random errors occurs due to variations in conditions. It depends on the conditions whether this random errors can lead to. Like example, the temperature may change during the course of an experiment. That is not a personal error. Temperature may change. So such kind of an error leads to random errors. It leads on the conditions in which the experiment is performed. So such kind of errors leads to random errors. Pressure of any gas used in an experiment may change. The pressure can change. Or the voltage of a power supply may change randomly. Right? Voltage may not be in a stable state. It keeps on changing. It keeps on varying. So such kind of errors leads to random errors. All right. So let's move ahead. How to estimate an error. So while estimating an error, we have to find out its arithmetic mean, the absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error, and percentage error. So such kind of an estimation of error can help us while performing any experiment. So let's find out all this. Arithmetic mean, absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error, and the percentage error. So for that, we have to take some observations. So let's get started. We have to estimate some error. So for that, suppose the readings recorded by you are A1, A2, A3 up till n number of readings you have recorded, AN. So for that we have to find out the arithmetic mean. We have to find out the arithmetic mean. So what do we do for this? It has some formula, right? For arithmetic mean, which is denoted as A mean. Arithmetic mean can be denoted as A mean, which is given by A mean. A mean is equals to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus up till n number of readings. The whole divided by everything divided by n number of readings. The number of readings, and that is you have 2. This is the total number of readings that you have took in your experiment. So hence the overall equation can be written as A mean is equal to 1 upon n, as it is summation, or you can say sum of all the readings. Sum of all the readings, that is AI, where I is running from 1 to n. This suffix I over here, R1, 2, 3 up till n. So I represents this suffix, number of observations, 1, 2, 3, 4 up till n number of observations. So AI, and this I is running from 1 to n. So this is the most probable value of the quantity. So the magnitude of difference between mean value and each individual value is known as absolute error. So next we have to find out the absolute error after finding out the mean. So as I said, the magnitude of difference between mean value, which we have calculated, and each individual value, that is A1, A2, difference between both of them is known as absolute error. So for absolute error, for an individual value, that is for A1, we have to calculate the absolute error for A1. So the absolute error will be, the absolute error is denoted as, for A1 is delta A1, which is given by delta A1 is equals to mod A mean. As I said, it is a difference. It is a difference between the magnitude of the mean value, difference between the mean value and the individual value, that is A1. For A2, the absolute error will be, for A2, the absolute error will be A mean minus A2. Similarly, for AN, for n number of observations, that is for AN, we can calculate the absolute error for n number of observations as mod A mean, that is the magnitude of a mean value minus the individual value. This is how we can calculate the absolute error. So after calculating absolute error, we should know the mean absolute error. And we know that how to calculate mean. That is the number of sum of the number of observations divided by the total number of observations. Similarly, we have to calculate for absolute error. So to calculate the mean absolute error, for mean absolute error, it can be calculated as delta A mean, which we have calculated, this delta A1, delta A2 up till n. Now for this absolute error, we have to calculate mean value for this absolute error. So hence we get mean absolute error for delta A mean as delta A1 plus delta A2 up till n number of absolute errors, delta AN. The whole terms, all these numbers divided by sum of the total number of observations. So now this can be written as 1 upon n into summation of delta A I, where I is running from 1 to n. I is running from 1 to n, where I represents the number of observations, that is 1 number, 2, 3, up till n number of observations. So this measured value of the physical quantity A can be represented as the measured value of all these terms, the measured value of a physical quantity, measured value for physical quantity. Which is a physical quantity that we have to, it is small a. For physical quantity, any physical quantity, which we have discussed in our first lecture, of any physical quantity A can be written as A equals to A mean, which we have calculated in our first step. A mean plus minus delta A mean, which we have calculated in our third step. This is our third step. All right. And this is our second step to calculate absolute error. And to calculate arithmetic mean is our first step. Okay. I mark over here as 1. All right. So let's move ahead. So this is how we can calculate the physical quantity of A, which is A mean plus minus delta A mean. Further, we have to calculate the relative error. So to calculate the relative error, that is our fourth step, to calculate the relative error. To calculate the relative error. Now, how to calculate it? It is the ratio. It is the ratio of the mean absolute error to its arithmetic mean, which we have calculated. It is the ratio of the mean absolute error to the arithmetic mean. All right. So relative error is the ratio of the mean absolute error. How is mean absolute error is written as delta A mean, which we have calculated in our third step, divided by A mean, which is the arithmetic mean. Hence, the relative error is the ratio of the mean absolute error. It is the ratio of the mean absolute error to the whole divided by arithmetic mean. The whole divided by arithmetic mean. All right. So next, let's move ahead. What is left? We have calculated the relative error. Next, what we have to calculate the percentage error. So after calculating relative error, for percentage error, it can be written as the fifth step. The relative error is represented as percentage. For percentage error, by using the relative error, we can call it as, these relative errors are represented in the form of percentage error. Relative errors is represented in the form of percentage error. How? It can be written as percentage error. These percentage error is equals to delta A mean from the fourth step, which we have calculated. Delta A mean divided by A mean into 100. This is how we can calculate the percentage errors. So let's see again. We have to estimate an error for the arithmetic mean, absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error, and percentage error. For that, we have to sum of the observations. That is A1, A2, A3 up till n number of observations. So our first step to calculate or to estimate the error is by using arithmetic mean technique. So how do we calculate arithmetic mean? By taking sum of all the number of observations divided by the total number of observations. So it can be written as 1 upon n summation ai, where I is the number of observation, which is running from 1 to n, that is from 1 to n number of observations. Next, let's move ahead for to calculate absolute error. To calculate absolute error. Now, absolute error is the difference between the arithmetic mean and the individual values. So, to calculate absolute error, it can be written as delta A1 is equals to A mean minus A1. For A2, the absolute error can be calculated as delta A2, which is the mod of arithmetic value minus the individual value. Again, for absolute error for AN can be written as delta AN is equals to A mean, that is the arithmetic mean value minus the individual value. Further, we have calculated the mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. Now, to calculate the mean absolute error, we should know all these absolute error values. So, all the absolute values, that is the absolute error, sum of the absolute errors divided by the total number of observations. So, it can be written as 1 upon n summation delta AI. What is AI represents? Number of observations, that is from 1 to up till n number of observations, where I is running from 1 to n. Further, for measured value for physical quantity A can be written as A mean, that is the arithmetic value, plus minus delta A mean, that is the mean absolute error value. All right, let's move ahead with the relative error. To calculate the relative error, how do we calculate it? For relative error, it is the ratio of the mean absolute error to the arithmetic mean. Percentage error. How is percentage error related? It is the relative error, which represented in the form of percentage. Hence, we have calculated our percentage error.